We're here with the brand new Grady-White 340, just came out. And Chris, why don't you tell us what's new on the boat?
Well, it's a pretty long list, but we'll jump into a couple of things. Since we're standing out here next to the engines, let's talk about the engine packages. The 330 was already available with the twin 450 Yamahas in our beautiful white color, the classic white. But now the 340 is available in addition to that with the triple 350 engines.
That's awesome. Okay,
really
so
nice.
A little more power, a little more speed.
A little more power, yeah, about 3 miles per hour more top end speed, the low 50s versus getting into the mid 50s. And then in addition to that, since we're talking about engines, which obviously need fuel,
yes,
we now have one single fuel tank. We've added a little bit more capacity relative to the 330, so it's about 340 gallons, but one single tank instead of dual tanks, no fuel selector valves, very convenient, and dual fuel fills to go along with the dual side doors. So you can refuel that single fuel tank from either side of the boat.
Outstanding. So now we're on deck, and so why don't you show us some of the new things that you did here?
Well, we're here in the cockpit, and as you would expect with a Grady-White, it's going to be set up for fishing and cruising, a little bit of everything, does it all really well. Let's start with the dual side door arrangement. So much flexibility there. So now you have side doors both port and starboard. So if you're docking on one side or the other, if you're refueling from one side or the other, you have dual fuel fills. If somebody's diving, swimming, if you're fighting a fish to one side or the other, you've got side doors. Either side, you're good to go. That lines up the whole transom for a multitude of cold storage options. One of which, the optional refrigerated box, thermostat controlled, just push a button, chills right on off, no need for ice. Standard plumbed live well, and then an additional insulated cooler box in the corner. And one neat feature we added for the 340 is this pull-out faucet with a clip right here on the lid. So now you've got a cockpit sink.
So this feature wasn't available on the 330, was it?
It wasn't. So when we were working on the 340, we wanted a really nice elevated and aft-facing seat because that's great whether you're fishing or cruising. Now what's neat about this seat is it does a lot of things really well, other than being super comfortable. You can see we have the lumbar backrest roll, multi-density contoured foam seat bottom. It's a really awesome seat. But in addition to that, if you are fishing, you want a little more cockpit square footage, flip the bolster up. Now we have an aft-facing leaning post. And let's talk storage. Drawers with dividers that lift out, a footrest for that seat, which really makes it super comfortable, and then dedicated tackle box storage down below. Perfect. And then on top of all that, I bet you didn't expect this, extra countertop space. So if you are using the optional grill, extra prep space here, or extra area to serve food, or if you are rigging baits, you've got that as well.
Great. And storage. Can't never have enough counter space on a boat.
You can't.
So we're just talking about counter space, and this can be a sink or a grill.
Yes, the base boat has a sink, which is what we're showing here with a flip-up faucet. You can opt that for an electric grill. And then I should mention these beautiful centered stone countertops. This is actually a brand called Decton that's imported from Europe and fabricated locally right down the road from where we assemble the boats. And then down here, we're showing the optional cockpit refrigerated drawer. Base boat would come standard with 3 storage drawers here.
I love the new console. This is really an amazing change from the old boat.
I would say this is by far one of the biggest upgrades over the 330. Going to the starboard side helm configuration really opens up the flow of the entire interior of the boat. So when you think about people moving from the cockpit to the helm, from the helm down to the cabin, whether there's 2 people aboard or a dozen people, everybody's got room to move amongst each other very comfortably. A couple other upgrades to the helm in particular, you can see it's now blacked out. It has the flat flush mount electronics area. We've shown dual 19-inch Garmin displays, the low profile stainless steel push button switches. And again, with it being biased to starboard, now you have sight lines all the way down the side of the boat if you're docking to that side, and beautiful visibility. Great front windshield. Flipping over to the port side, we now have this wraparound L-shaped seating arrangement with storage outboard, places for you to sit your drinks or your sunglasses or anything like that, your cell phone. We have charging ports there for it. And then this is a table on an electric pedestal that comes up. So when it's down with the cushion, as you see here, you have a double forward-facing lounge or an aft-facing lounge. And when you raise it up, you have a comfortable spot for people to sit around the table.
Perfect. So Christian, I got to tell you, the interior, you guys have really gone above and beyond. This is just an amazing, brand new interior for the boat.
Well, thank you, Steve. It's certainly good to hear you say that. Let's talk first off about getting in and out of the cabin. So having a more centerline cabin entry more reclined set of stairs, and a sliding cabin door.
Yes.
Now getting in and out of the cabin, so much more easy, so much more comfortable. And it comes right down into the center of the space. So once you're here, you're ready to go to the next part of the cabin. You'll notice once you're in, the aft berth now has a much larger opening with it biased to the port side. So getting in and out of that space, it's significantly easier and more comfortable than it was on the 330. And then looking forward to this dinette arrangement, we now have one large wraparound dinette seating area. It has an electric backrest that actually actuates up to form a backrest for an aft-facing seat around this table. And then the table goes down electrically with a filler cushion to convert this entire area into one big berth.
It's a great sleeping accommodations.
It is. We've moved the TV to the forward bulkhead, and we have two reclined and contoured backrests, port and starboard, that face that. And then storage, really big focal point of the redesign. So we added all this cabinetry outboard of the V berth. We have storage under and outboard of the aft berth. We have drawers in the galley. We have galley cabinet, and we've even added storage beneath the cabin floor.
Wow, that's amazing.
When you think about the material selections down here, we did go very high end, as you would expect from Grady-White. Again, with the centered stone countertops, this beautiful veining, not only on the horizontal surface, but also rolled up onto the outboard surface, kind of a backsplash look there. The cabinetry, handcrafted with these solid oak fluted inlays. And then outboard of the V-berth, you'll see that beautiful woven seagrass with that indirect light lighting it up, really with the idea of making a very comfortable, relaxing home away from home.
A very nice warm feeling.
And you'll notice how soft the berth cushions are.
Oh, yes.
Not only are they memory foam topped, but they're wrapped in an ultra soft vinyl. So again, just extremely comfortable, just a place where you can come and get away from the day-to-day hustle and bustle, so to speak.
Great getaway.
That's right. And Steve, how about this beautifully appointed enclosed head? We now have a full height mirror on the door, a massive vanity, mirrored vanity outboard with tons of storage behind it. Again, we've continued the centered stone Decton countertops, and we've added a fold down shower grate.
So Christian, this is obviously the foredeck, and we got a great new anchor locker. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so now we have a through-hole anchor chute arrangement. So the traditional bow pulpit, which really cleans the boat up in profile and really cleans up this foredeck. You'll notice how it's all one flush level, walking all the way around from one side to the other. And then we're showing our optional lounge cushion arrangement on top of the cabin. It's really nice about that. Upgraded from the 330. We added the grab rails with the cup holder rings, the diamond quilting in the backrest with the new chrome Grady-White logos. And then as I was mentioning earlier, all you have to do is slide these into tracks, and then magnets hold them in place so you don't have to deal with snaps anymore.
Awesome. What a beautiful arrangement. So Christian, we are really excited to bring this to Southern California. Perfect boat for us. Great cruising, the family, the weekend. You can go out to Catalina. From there, go off to San Clemente, go fishing if you want to do that, or just spend the weekend at the island and come back on Sunday. Perfect boat for our area.
Sounds fantastic. Maybe I'll have to come deliver one with you.
Definitely. Come on out.